and subscribe the following declaration. Repeat, I do believe in one God. Now that right there precludes the Allah God, the Hindu gods, the Buddhist gods, right? It's one God, the creator and governor. That's the God of the Bible. The creator and the governor of the universe. The rewarder of the good and the punisher of the wicked. In other words, he's saying, if you don't believe those things, can we trust you with government power? No. And I do acknowledge, this is what he wanted the politicians to profess, and I do acknowledge the scriptures of the Old and the New Testament to be given by divine inspiration. And look what he says. And no other religious test shall ever hereafter be required by any civil officer or magistrate in this state. Now, if you watch TV, even the so-called conservative TV, they say, well, there was never a religious test in America's founding documents. They're lying to us. I was walking through my living room one day, and Bill Gates was on TV with Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And they were saying, oh, the separation clause. And I'm like, geez, if we were a Christian nation, how could there be a separation clause? So I went to my computer and I looked up the U.S. Constitution. And I did a search on the word separation. I couldn't find it. I said, I must have the wrong version of the Constitution. I went and got another version online, and then another version online. And then I went up to my attic, and I got my wife's grandmother's 1828 Webster's Dictionary, and I brought it down to the dining room table, and I took out a magnifying glass, and I began to search for the word separation. I couldn't find it. So then I started calling law schools. 3 or 4 days later, a guy calls me back. He goes, they're just lying to you. I'm like, what? He goes, the word separation, you're right. The reason you can't find the word separation, it doesn't appear in the Constitution. I said, but I'm listening to Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She's on the Supreme Court. The guy goes, she's just lying. Nobody does what you do. That's why she gets away with a lie.